What's up, everybody? I'm a sick mind, and I don't know, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather at the moment, but I'm not so under the weather that I can't watch this new video. It's crazy summer slam plans that almost happened, so without further ado, let's hop right in. Oh, no, what are you... Let's try that again, shall we?
Remember that plans that might have happened video? Well, sequels are fun, aren't they? And I'm going electric boogaloo on this bad boy. With Summerslam always being one of the most talked about shows of the year, let's talk about Summerslam ideas that almost got greenlit. Now, big omissions from this list are China almost being made WWE champ in 1999 and Ditto Muhammad Hassan world champ in 2005, because we already mentioned those. Watch the other video. Why not? Those two aside, I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and here are the top 10 shocking Summerslam plans that almost happened. Number 10, Dean Ambrose versus Mick Foley in 2012.
Really?
The Lunatic Fringe has a lot in common with the hardcore legend. They're both unhinged but lovable wackos who thrive in gimmick matches and use the double arm DDT as their finisher. But did you know that they were initially supposed to wrestle at SummerSlam 2012, with Dean Ambrose debuting on his own shortly before? The two had quite a vicious YouTube and Twitter feud, with Ambrose even bringing Foley's family into it. It would have been the passing of a torch from one psycho to another. Unfortunately for Foley, and fortunately for lovers of the Shield, Foley's neurologists informed him that he could never wrestle again, and the plan was scrapped.
Aww.
Speaking of Dean Ambrose,
well,
number 9, Brothers of Destruction versus The Shield in 2013.
No
1 year later,
shit.
there was another what-if circling the Lunatic Fringe. Original plans in 2013 had the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and The Undertaker, teaming up to face The Shield in a 2-on-3 handicap match at the biggest party of the summer. No room for Daniel Bryan, I guess. It was thought that Kane and Undertaker would hand The Shield their very first clean loss, but alas, The Undertaker was injured at their hands after being powerbombed by the trio through a table on SmackDown, and the plans were shelved. As punishment for injuring the dead man, The Shield was beaten for the first time ever on SmackDown.
Wow, really?
Number 8, Triple H versus Punk in 2011. The match that happened at Night of Champions was originally slated for SummerSlam and would have made Punk fans even more cross, frankly. Triple H was originally booked to have rehired Punk back to the company, and then, welcoming him back, would have brutally assaulted him on Raw as punishment for leaving. Alberto Del Rio would have cashed in then and there before wrestling John Cena at SummerSlam in a champion versus champion match, with Punk facing the Game instead. Considering that the summer of Punk was already a jumbled mess, thankfully cooler heads prevailed and Punk got to main event SummerSlam in a match that made a lot more sense, at least until Kevin Nash arrived. And speaking of Big Daddy Cool, number 7, Kevin Nash and Shawn Michaels versus Triple H in 2002. In 2002, the NWO reformed, and as a whole, it wasn't very good at all, disbanding in July. But originally, the plan was for the stable to run till at least SummerSlam. Kevin Nash, with Shawn Michaels in his corner, was going to face former clickmate Triple H, one-on-one after Triple H would refuse to join the NWO. The plan was actually playing out on television, but Kevin Nash tore both quads, which is sort of his gimmick, and the plan was scrapped in favour of the much better match, Triple H versus Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam. And speaking of that match, number 6, HBK versus Vince, SummerSlam 2002. With his plans to be in Nash's corner off the table, HBK wanted to come back for what could potentially be one last match ever, and it was going to be at SummerSlam to prove that, hey, he could still do it. However, Michaels was unsure of his own health. His back had been badly damaged a few years earlier, don't forget. So the initial plan was for him to face Vince McMahon in a weapons-based, unsanctioned match where HBK could work at his own pace. McMahon declined the match, and Triple H stepped in, vowing to walk his best friend through it. Imagine if Vince versus Shawn had taken place. HBK may never have been fully confident in his abilities, and his fantastic second run with the company might never have happened. Number 5, Rock gets revenge on Austin in 2001. After Austin turned heel and beat The Rock at WrestleMania X7, The Rock left the company for several months with kayfabe injuries in order to film The Scorpion King, which everyone can agree was a film. The original plans for SummerSlam 2001 was for The Rock to return and get his revenge and take the belt back from Austin. However, the whole trying to do a separate WCW thing, remember viewers from that last video, that flopped badly, so the WWE was in the middle of a terribly booked invasion angle. Plans were changed to have The Rock win the WCW title instead from Booker T, which was fine, I guess. Number 4, Owen Hart, WWF champion. Owen Hart and Bret Hart fought in a cage match at SummerSlam 1994 for the WWF title in what was a truly wonderful bare-knuckle brawl. Oh, that is solid Canadian humour. The original plans were similar, apart from one slight difference. They would be wrestling in a cage, yes. They would be fighting for the title, yes. except the champion going into the match would have been Owen. WWE themselves revealed test promotional material from 1994 showing Owen as the champion. He was supposed to win the belt in a lumberjack match at a house show in July, but plans were aborted at the very last moment. Number 3, Rock vs. Goldberg, SummerSlam 2001. So The Rock vs. Goldberg at Backlash 2002 was alright, it was fine. The Rock was entertaining as hell in his heel promos and Goldberg didn't kill The Rock, so that's nice. But that was just supposed to be the beginning of the feud. Original plans called for their feud to be a trio of 3 matches. Obviously, that's what a trio is.
Right. The more you know.
The last of which was going to be at SummerSlam 2002. Their first match was also supposed to be at WrestleMania 19, but Goldberg was late agreeing to WWE's terms, so they pushed it back. But then The Rock left the company, possibly because Goldberg wrestles stiffer than your mum, and the feud ended there. Number 2, Justin Bieber wrestling in 2014. No.
What?
No, absolutely not. But almost. Justin Bieber wanted to wrestle for the WWE and they considered it. The mad bastards actually considered it. The match was originally going to be John Cena, The Big Show, and Justin Bieber versus the Wyatt family. Good God, I feel like my lungs are collapsing. I feel like I've aged 25 years just telling you about that potential match. Jeez. Bray Wyatt would have lost to Justin Bieber and I would have burnt England down. But apparently Cena would have given Bieber the AA afterwards. Would that have been worth it? No, of course it wouldn't. Cooler heads prevailed and Bieber was allowed nowhere near SummerSlam. Number 1, Bret Hart vs. Hulk Hogan, 1993.
Insanity.
1993, Hulk Hogan was on his way out of the company. He wanted to do films because he was the Hulk man and he was in films like that Nanny film. It was rubbish. Anyway, the plan was originally set Hulk Hogan versus Bret Hart, the old guard versus the new. It would have been a grand statement of change within the company. However, Hogan refused to lose to a, quote, smaller guy like Hart. He lobbied to lose the title to Yokozuna instead at King of the Ring, and McMahon agreed, wanting to push the equally big, equally blonde, equally dumb Hogan clone Lex Luger to battle Yokozuna at SummerSlam instead. However, big backstage ructions, including wrestlers threatening to walk out if Luger was given the belt, made Vince relent. Luger won at SummerSlam, but via countout, not getting the title, and Hart later won it at WrestleMania 10. And that's our list. Did we miss any out? Tell us about it in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And you can even follow me on Twitter here. I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and I will see you soon.
All that is just absolutely insane. All of that is just insane. Who would have thought Bieber versus the Wyatt? Ugh. Oh, it hurts me. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Make the pain go away. Make the pain stop. Okay. Wow, that's really eye-opening. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you on the next reaction video. Take care.